guys, and welcome to my channel. If today is your first time coming across my channel, please kindly do me the favor to subscribe, put on notification bell so that anytime I put an amazing content like this, you'll be among the first to be notified. Now, this strategy I'm about to show you applies to all the synthetic indices, which is usually for volatility 75 and every volatility, including boom and crash. But I will suggest you try it out in all the pairs, whichever one you feel comfortable with, then you can start trading with it. Now, how does this strategy work? Before I show you the settings, let me quickly explain to details how you use this strategy. This strategy is unique and different from every other one I've been posting on my channel, so please pay attention. You use 5-minute time frame. That is the minimum time frame you are going to use for this. Now, the first thing is you want to see a setup like this. You want to see the blue line crossing above the red line, then that is around the level 10 axis, then also crossing above the green line. Then when it's crossing in the window 1, in the main chart, we want to see price crossing above or price closing above the red line there. So immediately we get it, we open for buy. This is condition 2. This condition I explain now is condition 2. The number 1 condition is you come to your quote, check for the volume of the pair you are trading on. Now when we click on that quote now, you will notice that, let's go to crash 300. You will notice that crash 300 is on buy. Sorry. You notice crash 300 is what? Blue. That means there is pressure for uptrend. There is pressure for uptrend. This is the first thing you need to consider. Please, like I usually say, all our mobile strategy are for scalping, except you understand fundamental analysis before you hold trade for too long. When you make a little profit, close it, then you go for another opportunity or you go for another pair. Now on crash, we want to buy. The conditions for the indicators are met, but we want to check the volume or the power for that particular pair. So that is why we checked the codes. So we can see that as at the point of doing this, crash 300 has power to take up move. There's more pressure for up move, about 0.54%. So we executed our trade. The percentage doesn't really matter. The setup matters more. And yes, let there be pressure for buy. That if you are taking buy, then let the formation for the indicator also be accurate. So now you can see that with just how many trades? Just 2 candles with almost $6. That is the one reason why I said this was scalping. Practice it in your practice account before you go live. Understand the concept behind this strategy before you trade it. As it is now, if you have made up to 7 or $2, you can close it. For this one, I think I opened it very early. Not now, though as at when I opened it, the condition was okay. So definitely price will still come down. Though when you check the code for volatility 50, okay, it has changed. Initially there was pressure for sell. So always check the code and have a stop loss. It is because it's in my practice account I didn't put stop loss when the conditions were made. It was on profit at some point before it later went into loss. and don't open more than one trade. This strategy is just to enlighten you on how to use your quote alongside um your indicator setup. Once the setup are okay, then you go for it. If it is not okay, then you ignore it. Sure you get, then you ignore it. And make sure you have a good pressure. You can see for the crash 300, the pressure is very high. Can you see it? The conditions are met. But for the step index, despite the conditions were met initially, the percentage was very low, and that's why it didn't uh, work out. Except maybe in the future it may later come back to profit. But as it is now, the conditions are not properly met. The conditions are not properly met. One, price didn't touch price didn't touch here. That is the blue line, and the red line didn't intercept around 1190. That is the first thing. Then secondly, you notice that it's almost halfway down. Though there's going to be pressure for down because the percentage for buy is not high. So definitely it's going to drop. But always do your analysis and have area of stop loss. Don't open more than one trade so that you don't lose your entire account. But when you check the chart of crash 300, you notice that the conditions were met properly. That is why it is giving us what we needed. By now, we should scalp and close our trade. You see, in terms of percentage, it was very high. The conditions were very accurate. So that is why I want you to differentiate between an accurate entry and inaccurate entry. You can see I have area of stop loss for the crash. When you check in and you see my stop loss. So guys, please, this strategy works very well. Make sure you follow the instruction like I explained. The first condition is check the indicator setup. Once the indicator setup are met, like what we have here, then you go to your code and check the percentage at which the volume is going to go. So when you check for crash, you notice that crash has a very high percentage, a very high percentage, and it's increasing gradually, and it's increasing. So please always check, be very certain before you take it. Now you can see that that of volatility 50 is dropping. Can you see it? So there's high probability that sell is going to take over because when you check the main chart for it, price has initially dropped below the red line in the main chart. So there's probability price push down because there's more pressure towards the downside than the upside. Can you see it? So there was more pressure towards the downside than the upside. And if I'm to put my stop loss will have been around this sorry. If I was to put my stop loss will have been around this axis. So price has not even yet hit it. Hope you can see it now. So please apply this strategy and practice it. You know that is usually my watchword. Practice before you trade live. Practice before you trade live. That is why I stopped using a live account to explain. Because many of you will go ahead and trade live just because you see us using live to explain or show the strategy. So use your practice account to observe it before you start trading live. Now let me show you the settings for this strategy. On the main chart, we have moving average 50, actually moving average 21, simple close, use any color of your choice. Then in the window 2 or window 1, we have the RSI, period 200, make sure it's on background color, then the levels 10 and 90. Then we move to MACD. Leave your MACD on default settings, don't change anything, leave it on default settings. Then the moving average, we use moving average 2, previous data exponential, then the second moving average period 50, which shows trend. It helps to show trend in your window. It helps to show trend. So when price cross above it, it is indicating a serious push up. So you can see guys, please practice this strategy before you go live. Please, if you are new and you've not subscribed, kindly do me the favor to subscribe and put on your notification bell so that when time I put on um an amazing content like this, you'll be among the first to be notified. Alright, cheers guys. Remember, you are using this strategy to scalp. Don't hold trade for too long. Don't hold trades for too long. Don't hold trades for too long.